Hey there guys. So for this video I wanted to talk about something that Declan and I touched upon in the video that we did. And it's two things really. The first, I want to talk about how music helped me through my recovery. And the second is how having a role model really did help me along my way for recovery. And if you can find either of these two things useful for your own recovery, that's great. Because it really has helped me, and I know that it helped Declan and it has helped others. So, on the topic of music, this sort of relates to a video that I did, I think, a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and it's the idea of getting a hobby really, and just engrossing yourself in something that you really do feel passionate about. Music is something that I really do love, and as soon as you put the earphones in, you can be taken to a world where there are no worries. There's only this great sound. And the kind of music that I like listening to is what a lot of other people tend to refer to as noise, and that is rock, heavy metal, and in some cases even death metal. And bands like that include like My Chemical Romance, Lost Prophets, unfortunately, when back in the day, not now though. What other bands am I listening to at the moment? There's a band called Don Broco, Bullet for My Valentine, Bring Me the Horizon. There's just so many bands that I'm listening to at the moment, and the reason why I think listening to this music really helped me along my way in recovery, there are many reasons. The first of which is it just takes my mind off what is going on at that point in time. Because if I'm, say, really, really stressed, or there's something that really needs to get done, and I don't know how I'm going to go about doing it, or I've got some really horrible eating disorder thoughts going on in my mind, if I can just put those earphones in and listen to whatever song I know will make me feel happy, it will, first of all, shift my mind away from those thoughts because you're distracting yourself, really. And because you're listening to something that you really do enjoy listening to, it will make you happier. And I remember a speech that my PE teacher once gave to me in way back in the day. I think it was like year 8 or year 9 when I was 13 or 14. And he called it PMA, Positive Mental Attitude. And he said that before any job interview he ever did, he'd listened to this one song. I can't remember what song it was. And he always said it put him into a mindset where he felt good, he felt relaxed, and he never went wrong in a job interview. He always got the job, whatever interview he went to. And I know that some people might say it could be luck, it could be superstition, but the idea of music physically making you feel happier is something that I can truly identify with. And if it's something that you might find useful, please do try it. If you feel that you're a bit stressed, just listen to something that you know that you enjoy listening to. The other good thing about music are the live performances, and this is something that I loved doing back in the day when I was, between the ages of like 15 and 18, before I really went to uni, because work sort of takes over your life after that. Well, for me it did anyway. And I used to go to live gigs at least once a month, and just the experience of being engrossed in something that that you really do love listening to, and just the general vibes that people give in those crowds, it's amazing, and the power of it as well. Whenever I watch a Reading festival on iPlayer, on YouTube, it always gives me goosebumps when the main headliners take stage. These people, there's 5 of them on stage, say, and there's thousands of people in the crowd singing their lyrics. The satisfaction that they must be getting to think, this is me, this is my song. It always gives you goosebumps just thinking about what's going on in their minds. Music is really powerful for me, and it really has helped me along the way, especially the live performances. I used to love going to them. It's just something that you can really look forward to in your day, and this really does relate to the video I did on hobbies, because it is something that you can look forward to doing. It's something that you can enjoy doing while you're doing it, and it can actually take your mind off the eating disorder for that period of time, and also leave you in a more positive mindset after that time. So what about the next thing, getting a role model? Well, a lot of people say it's a bit stupid to have a role model, but for me it really did help. The reason why it really did help me was not because I was trying to model my life after that person. I don't want to be that person because everyone's different. But there are some people that you do admire, and it could be for their passion, it could be for their strong mental attitude. And for me, the person that really did help me through my recovery was Lewis Hamilton. For those of you who don't know Lewis Hamilton, he's a Formula One driver who currently drives for Mercedes. Back in the day, he was driving for McLaren. The reason why he helped me so much was because he was just so passionate and he was so driven. And if he saw the smallest of gaps, he would take it. He was a massive risk taker, and he still is today. And when I was first admitted to Rhodes Farm, I was 14. It was 2007, and that was really the first year that Lewis Hamilton came into F1. And before then, I wasn't really rooting for any team in F1. I just enjoyed watching it. But as soon as this guy came in with his first race with McLaren, I was, taken aback. I was just like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. And seeing him in the press interviews and just looking at him in the media, I just really admired his look on life and where he came from as well. It wasn't the richest of families, and he really did work so hard to get where he is. And people say he's earning too much. He's earning, I think, 120 million over the next 5 years. He worked damn hard for it, and I know it is a lot of money, and a lot of people could benefit from it. Whenever I was really struggling, something that I always think was, I know it may sound cheesy, but it helped me, and I think, what would he do in this situation? And there's something that I really do remember back in Rhodes Farm, where I remember that I was having my snack, and one of the snacks dropped on the floor, and no one saw it. So potentially I could have gotten away with it, and no one would have been any the wiser, because I could have just hidden, sneakily picked it up and thrown it in the bin, and that would have been, say, 300 calories out of my day. But as soon as I dropped it on the floor, the first thing that came to my mind was, what would he do? And what would he do faced with a similar situation in his profession? So I was fighting with it for about 2-3 minutes, and I sort of thought to myself, Lewis Hamilton wouldn't give up. He wouldn't give in on a voice inside his head. And I picked it up, and I damn well ate it. And I know that if I hadn't have even thought about having a role model, I would have just left that. I wouldn't have been in a strong enough mindset to have picked it up and eaten it. One thing that I don't want you to be taking away from this video is that you should be modelling your life after someone else, and that you feel that if you try and model your life after someone else, you're not going to be an individual. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can take inspiration from someone's past experiences, from what they're doing with life at the moment, and their general view on life, to really help you along the way through this difficult patch in your life that you can come over and you can beat. And as soon as you beat that, you can become whatever you want to be. There are no limits. What is holding you down at the moment is this eating disorder, and it will continue to do that until you try and do something about it. Because some people say that their identity is the eating disorder, and if they try and get better, they'll lose that identity. No, I've said this in previous videos. You're going to lose an illness from your life, and you're going to gain a real life. And that is something that you should identify with, because it's healthy and you can actually enjoy what you're doing with your life. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be where I am today without having Lewis Hamilton as a role model for me, because there are so many instances during my recovery that I know that it has helped me to just think about him and just think about what he would do faced with a similar situation, and just use that as inspiration. So it helped me, it could help you, and if it has helped you, please let me know in the comments section below, because I really do love hearing the stories on this page. The positivity that I get in the comments, sometimes it really makes me feel happy, and it's great to see. So yeah, if you've got any questions about this, please do let me know. But for now, thanks for watching.